Now, my next question to you is that uh, this year, the T20 World Cup, Papua New Guinea are going to be making their debut in an ICC tournament. I mean, the senior team. They've played in the Under 19 World Cup, but for the very first time, they're going to be playing in a men's event, in a men's senior event. I'd spoken to Jared Kimber, and he said that he's very excited about them, and it's perhaps the best fielding team he's come across. What are your thoughts on the likes of Papua New Guinea and even Oman? Oman, I also are going to play for the very first time, if I'm not wrong. I think they were there in 2016 or 2014 qualifiers. I think they were there in the 2014 T20 World Cup qualifiers. So they are also
2016, yeah.
Yeah, so they are also making a appearance once again. Namibia is going to come back again after 18 years. So how do you look at the T20 World Cup from the point of view of looking at new associate teams and a few new talents that might come across us during the T20 World Cup?
So Gurk, you mentioned Jared Kimber and what he said about Papua New Guinea and them being the best fielding side he's seen. I've been covering Papua New Guinea matches since 2009 at junior level and 2011 at men's level. And I would agree, hands down, the best fielding side at associate level for sure. And you can argue the best fielding side, period, in international cricket. They are a country, and I only got on the scene in 2009. I'm sure it was like that well before I arrived. But when you see them in person, it's extraordinary. Ian Bishop, when he was on TV at the 50 World Cup qualifier in Zimbabwe in 2018, he was blown away. I remember him talking very, very highly of Papua New Guinea when he saw them at the 50 World Cup qualifier in Zimbabwe, and then again in 2019 when he was in the UAE doing the qualifier coverage for the T20 World Cup qualifier, where Papua New Guinea won their group to qualify for the T20 World Cup for the first time. And what is extraordinary about their fielding in my eyes is their foot speed to the ball. So often fielding analysis is confined to catching ability, catching sharpness and throwing strength and ability to throw down the stumps, run outs, throwing accuracy. Very rarely do I see or hear much analysis on television focusing on foot speed and how important that is in the field. Papua New Guinea is the best team I've seen at any level in terms of their foot speed to the ball. I would argue some of the Australian teams in the 2000s, when Ricky Ponting was at backward point and in the covers, and Michael Clark, and you had Andrew Simons in those teams, those Australian teams, and even nowadays, their catching standards and their ability to affect runouts. Ricky Ponting was just relentless, merciless force throwing down the stumps. You did not give him an opportunity because lights out, that was it. And now I would say Ravindra Jadeja, in terms of fielders, he's the one fielder in the world I would say you do not give him an opportunity to throw the stumps because he's absolutely merciless. Okay. But Papua New Guinea, their catching is good. Their throwing is good. But where they are merciless is in their foot speed to the ball. They cut off and create havoc in the circle by getting to the ball quicker than any other fielding unit in international cricket. And it's very deceptive. A lot of their players, you would, at first glance, underestimate them because physically, they just don't look that imposing. But you get out into the field, and they're like quicksilver. So running between the wickets, when they're batting, running between the wickets, it's just quicksilver, absolute lightning. They're in the field, again, just lightning in the field. They create chaos and they create havoc and distress just from denying singles and creating indecisiveness by that foot speed to the ball, which is so underrated in so many aspects of cricket, and it's not really evaluated that well and measured that well in terms of evaluating fielding effectiveness and fielding ratings. And that's where Papua New Guinea excels. Backward point, in the covers, in the ring, mid on, mid off. You cannot be risking singles against Papua New Guinea. And that to me is exciting to watch when I see them in the field. And the noise they make, the passion, the infectiousness, the energy that they have. Oh, yipping and yeah, they're always just making so much noise. And it's hard not to smile when you talk about them and think about them. And just the spirit that they have on the field. And in saying those things, I don't want to get carried away talking those things up, because in some way I find it almost disrespectful or denigrating to their actual skill level. These players are extremely skilled, extremely talented. They have very good batting skills. They have very good bowling skills in terms of swing bowling. They don't have any out-and-out pacers, but their skill in terms of moving the ball off the seam, moving the ball, in the air, wrist position and all that. They've had a lot of coaching from Australian former pros over the years, with Peter Anderson, former longtime wicketkeeper in Australian first-class cricket, Andy Bickle. Joe Dawes was there. Jason Gillespie has been there in the past. Carl Sandry, who himself played for Italy, he's an Australian bass player who played for Italy, dual national, played in the associate team, has just become their head coach, Carl Sandry. So, they've gotten an awful lot of experience on the coaching side that has contributed to them. But they're very, very skilled players. Deepak Patel, I don't want to leave Deepak Patel. Deepak Patel had a huge influence from New Zealand, spending quite a few years there coaching the Papua New Guinea side. But yeah, they're a high energy team, and it's just hard not to fall in love with them when you watch them for the first time. And I'm really excited to see how other people react when they get a chance to see them for the first time on a true global platform. But two players in particular I'd want to mention on that fielding front. Legacy Aka is, I think, one of the top fielders in international cricket, and he's been on the Papua New Guinea scene for quite a long time. He played for the under-19s in 2009, 2010. Legacy Aka, and Charles Amini, CJ Amini. The Amini family is a very, very long lineage in Papua New Guinea in cricket. And his father played, his mother was a national team captain. His grandfather was a captain, I believe. The national stadium in Port Moresby, Amini Park, is named after the Amini family. And so CJ Amini, Charles Amini, is a leg spinning all-rounder. I think he should be playing in the Big Bash somewhere. I don't know why he's not getting a contract, because again, a lot of these players on the associate team, they're just kind of hidden off the radar. They don't get much television exposure. I think CJ Amini is a player who, once he gets on television in the T20 World Cup, I would find it very, very hard to believe that he would not get an initial contract offer in some franchise T20 competition, whether it's the Big Bash or something else in the CPL or another league that offers opportunities, PSL, whatever. CJ Amini as a leg spinner. Leg spinners are always in demand in T20 cricket now, and his fielding is at another level. And so Legacy Aka and CJ Amini, in terms of fielding and Legacy Aka's batting skills, he's a very powerful opening batsman. CJ Amini in the middle order and as a leg spinner, those are the two guys I would be keeping an eye on if you're looking for somebody to focus on when Papua New Guinea comes on the scene.